now for some variations to the stretches for your lower back. Lower backs love to extend and to flex. And when we're seated, we tend to keep them somewhere in the middle between these two all day. So we want to try and get a really good opening and closing to the joints in the lower back on a regular basis throughout the day to stretch the muscles, bring blood, and help the joints to maintain their mobility. So the first one is just reaching down towards the floor. This reaching down towards the floor is a really nice way of opening both the lower back joints and muscles evenly. And notice here that I've come to right to the front of the seat. If we're sitting right at the back of the seat, this can compromise our ability for our hips to do this movement. So it's useful to come to the front of the seat when we're doing these stretches. Make sure you're breathing to relax the muscles into that stretch. Some variations to this. If we want to stretch out one side of the back, we just have to reach over to the opposite leg. This will add a little side bending to the movement and it helps to open the space between the ribs and the pelvis. Reaching over to one side. This opening can be accentuated by breathing deeply. That will expand the ribs and it can stretch a little deeper. Coming up before you go into the opposite side to engage the muscles again. Reaching. Now lower backs are supported by our hips and our legs and also the muscles and joints above the lower back in our mid-spine and our chest. So in order to help the legs to function better, we're going to do a little stretch for the hamstrings that you can do in seated. Very simple. The hamstrings often get really tight when we're sitting because they tend to be shortened in a seated position all day. So to lengthen them, simply straighten the knee. When you're straightening the knee, don't try and lock it out straight. There's no need to be a hero. This is a nerve stretch. And when we're nerve stretching, we tend to get an intense burning sensation that travels into the calf. We're not looking for that at the moment. We're looking for the muscle stretch at the back of the hamstring. So keep the knee nice and loose. Bend forwards over that leg. And you should start to feel a nice stretch coming into the back of the hamstring here. Breathing and relaxing. Repeat the same on the other side. Now the angle doesn't really matter. You can either have it straight in front of you and slightly out to the side. I prefer the slightly out to the side version for my hips, but do what feels right for your body. Those are my lower back variations in the seated position.